Okay, folks, for this video, I'm going to give you folks a brief overview of our Illustrator project, which is the next project that we'll be doing. Now, I am starting a few days late due to some microphone issues. I apologize for that. I will be adding on a few more days to the end of the project time period so that you folks don't lose any time because I started a little bit late. So you folks will have extra time to hand in your project. Let's jump in. So the Illustrator tab here has the same layout as the Photoshop tab. Basically, what the project is about, the process, what you folks will be handing in through the file drop system, the lecture videos once I post them up, the lecture notes, which are PDFs that you folks can download and use, the download section that has various exercises that you folks can use to practice your Illustrator tools and skills, and finally the rubric that shows you everything that I'm going to be grading on, especially the technical part. Now you folks might have gotten some points deducted in your Photoshop project because you missed one, two, or more technical parts, and it really drastically reduces your grade. So make sure that you folks pay attention to the technical portion for the Illustrator project, but because unlike the Photoshop project where it was only 5 points per technical item, these are 10 points each. So missing just one lowers your grade by one letter grade. And all of these are easy to do, folks. Like, for example, all layers named. Some of you folks missed that on your Photoshop project because there's one or two layers that you forgot to name. That will cost you one letter grade here in Illustrator. So make sure that you folks follow the technical items here in the rubric. Okay, so this is the layout of our Illustrator page. All right. Okay, so basically what our project is a character, original character that you folks come up with. You folks are going to illustrate or draw that out in Illustrator. And you're going to draw your character in a scene. So there's going to be a background and your character can be posing or they could be doing something in the scene. Okay? So part of the process is just like Photoshop. You folks are going to do an assignment before you draw out your, before you actually do the Illustrator project. But unlike Photoshop, your folks' first assignment, or your folks' assignment, is going to be to draw a character sheet, or basically draw out your character so I can see how your character looks like. Okay, folks? And I'll go into that a little bit more in detail in just a few minutes. But what I wanted to do first was show you folks some examples of the illustrations of former students of mine. Okay? So let's start off. This here is Alexis's illustration. Now, Alexis here is studying or trying to become an animation artist. I don't expect this level of, artistry from every single one of you folks, okay? But I do want to show the different types of characters that past students have come up with, as well as their different skill levels. So this is Alexis. Here's Bridget. Alexis and Bridget, they're into anime, so they like their anime type inspired characters. Bridget's character looks like she's waiting for somebody next to her motorcycle here. And we have Moni. Moni's character is more simplistic than Bridget's or Alexis's, but I really like her design. She really does like the emo goth genre, I guess. So her character is really simplistic, but I really like how she drew it out and designed it. And her character is standing on a bunch of pillars for some reason, but very nice design. And I like the fact that she blurred the background to show depth of field. Okay, we have Gabriel, his character here. I really like how he drew out his guitar. His character is, I guess, in a bedroom or in a house somewhere. Got a little cat there. Okay. Jason is unique in that he actually drew himself with some kind of bandana on over his mouth. What he did was he took a photo of himself. I guess he was in a nightclub or something. Took a photo and he just traced himself. And you folks can do that if you want. But I just wanted to show you folks that instead of drawing a cartoon or anime type character, you folks can draw yourself too if you want. Or I want you folks to stay away from drawing celebrities or anything. If you're gonna draw a human character, I want to make it so that you folks draw like somebody in your family or yourself. Okay. But if you folks have any questions about the character you want to draw, just shoot me an email and I'll think about it and see if I approve or not. Here's Kimberly's. Now, you folks may remember an example of Kimberly's that I used for the Photoshop project. She was the one who did the cat in the astronaut suit. So I get, she has a thing for cats, and she likes anime too. So this is her anime-inspired cat, demon cat, I guess. Very nice design. I really like it. And here we have a illustration from one of our foreign exchange students, or not foreign exchange, but he's from Japan, Masato, and he has a picture of little Oni, which is demon, Japanese for demon. Very nice design, very simple character, but I really like the layout. I like the colors, and very nice, simple but cool design. And here we have Venus's design. Now Venus took this class this time last year in 2018. Of course, we are in the month of Halloween, so keeping with the Halloween tradition or theme, she created her little twin characters here. Once again, this is a very simplistic design, but I like her characters. What I don't want to see from you folks is stick figures or just a happy face emoji kind of thing. I want your characters to have some kind of body, arms, legs, or, you can tell the difference between somebody who put in a little bit more effort than just drawing a stick figure, is what I'm trying to say, folks. Here's Mayumi. I wanted to put in Mayumi's design. She's also from Japan. She likes diving and snorkeling, so of course she likes. She wanted to put in little underwater, Little Mermaid themed image. She's not an artist, but to me this is okay. It's not as intricate a design as Alexis or Bridget's, but this is fine. As long as you cover your technical parts, and you're gonna keep hearing me mention that again and again, because I really do want you folks to not get deducted points for missing any of the technical items on your rubric. So she got all the technical parts. Design wise, this is not as strong as Alexis or Bridget, but she did put effort into this, and I really appreciate that. Her characters are nice, simple, and cute. So, this is basic minimum what I'm asking for, in other words. This is Rachel's. Nice, simple design. oh, I wouldn't say simple, but um, I like the graphic design aspect of this. You got a lot of lines leading up to the temple and the sun over here. What I mean by lines is you can see the point of view, yeah, with how the tree line goes down. Then you got the water here with the reflection going towards the temple. So everything is all converging towards the temple and the sun. Rance put in a lot of effort into this one with his koi fish. Yeah, he drew out one scale and then he duplicated the scales all the way down. And I'll show you folks how to do that. So very nice design by Rance. So his one is not cartoony, but it is still a nice illustration. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that it has to be a cartoonish type of illustration. No, folks, you guys can draw whatever you want as long as, like Jason drew a picture of himself, right? So you can draw literal things, objects. It's just that for those of you folks who may not have a strong drawing background, something simplistic like what Mayumi did might be a little bit easier to draw in a cartoon form, right? But if you folks want to go gung ho like Rancid Jason did, by all means, go ahead. Last but not least is Ryan. Now, Ryan did a character who is in a video game world, which you can see by the squarish or pixelated clouds. Everything is squarish. Very nice design here. Okay? So, the character and the background or the scene that the character is in is totally up to you folks. I just want you folks to send me a drawing of your character so I have an idea of what type of character you folks are going to draw. Okay, so that brings me to what I'll be showing you folks next, which is the character sheet. Now, your assignment for Illustrator will be to come up with your own original character. Of course, if you draw the fish, something like a real life fish, that's not your original character. But in other words, don't draw something that's copyrighted, okay, folks, or already in existence. You can take inspiration from famous cartoon or anime characters, but do not copy. So this is a character sheet, and I got it just by typing in cartoon character sheet into my search engine, and I went to images. What you folks would do is take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, regular Xerox white sheet of paper, or if you folks have an art pad that you got folks draw in. And what you folks are going to do is you're going to draw a character sheet, which is basically a sketch of your character. Now you can use pencil or pen, whichever you want. It doesn't have to be colored. You can just do a pencil drawing. And you're going to do a front view and either a side view like this or what is called a 3/4 view. So it's a halfway view between side and front. All you have to do is 2 poses. These, of course, is 3 poses. And if you folks want to do 3 poses, by all means, go ahead and do so. I only require 2. One being the front pose, and the second being either one of these. Okay? So let me show you some other character designs. Got front and side pose here, or front and back. Little girl. What else we got here? We got this guy. Looks like a hillbilly. We got a front, 3/4 side. Remember, all you need is 2 poses, front and side, or front back. You can do animals. What else we got out here? You do an old man if you wanted to. The fox. I want a full body drawing though, not just the torso and head. Okay, folks, full body. So something like this. Little girl again. You folks aren't restricted to human characters. You guys could draw food if you wanted to. Okay? So you got different foods over here. Mr. Hot Dog, sandwich, pizza. Okay? You guys could draw monsters. You have different monsters here. Okay? Just remember, draw it out in a front view as well as a side or 3/4 view or back view, whichever. But you have to have at least a front view. Alright? So something like this is fine. Whatever you folks decide, remember 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, white, no folder paper, just regular white paper, Xerox blank paper. Draw out your character in 2 poses or 2 views, front view and either side view or 3/4 side view or back view. But you have to have at least front view. Pen or pencil, doesn't have to be colored in. And what you folks are going to do is after you're finished drawing it, you folks are going to scan the image in a scanner. And you folks will then submit the drawing, the scanned image, to me in the assignments section. So I'm going to set up an assignment section, and that's where you folks will submit your 2-pose drawing of your character to me. Now, you don't have to draw out the background. You just got to draw the character. Okay, folks? And let's shoot for turning that in by the 18th. Actually, I'll tell you what, the 16th. So by October 16th, turn in your drawing of your character in 2 poses by here, and I'll give up to 2 days for you folks to submit it late. But for every day that you submit it late, there will be points deducted. Okay, so if you want your full 10 points, submit it by the 16th. That'll give you pretty much a week and a half or so. By the way, the project will be due, I'm going to add on 2 extra days. So November 6th is when your folks' Illustrator project will be due, and I'll give up to 2 days to turn it in late. And of course, as I said before, turning it late, you will get point deduction. November 6th is when your Illustrator project is due, and October 16th is when your assignment is due. So from the day you turn in your assignment, you have basically 3 weeks to complete your project. All right, folks? So that's it for this video. Introduction or overview video for our next Illustrator project. If you folks have any questions about what I covered here, please feel free to email me. Okay, folks, I hope you folks enjoy this project.